All right, here we go, folks. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa, and welcome to the MLive Morning Weather Update brought to you by Consumers Energy. Well, we have some storminess, not all week long, and we have more summer weather, I would say, than fall weather. So let's get right on to it. And now, what I want to first show you is the chance of severe weather tomorrow. Not today, but tomorrow. So this is the overall Storm Predictions Center's forecast for severe weather. Remember, this is on a level of a 5-level scale. So the slight risk, the yellow area, is the second level up. Marginal, slight, enhanced, moderate, and high. Okay, so now if we look at the way they break it down, they say that there's a 2% chance of an isolated tornado anywhere in lower Michigan tomorrow. Watch for tweaks on that. And there's a 15% chance of a damaging wind gust, 58 miles an hour or higher. And a slimmer chance of large hail, although a lot of these severe storms have produced large hail here in the last couple of rounds of storms. Okay, now we look at the satellite picture. We come back to today. Remember, that's for tomorrow. Hey, good morning, Woodhaven. And good morning, Liz Gross from Davison. Connie Hillman, thanks for watching. Sasha Lucero, good morning. So one complex of thunder showers dying out now eastern part of the state. Another complex to our west starting to head this way. And there you could see it on the radar. You see the dying showers coming across the thumb right now. You see the showers with thunderstorms still in the Madison area, and those all moving toward the east, and they'll be coming into lower Michigan this afternoon, and that's what we go to. And by the way, thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update brought to you by Consumers Energy. So here's the radar forecast, give you a good feel for what's going to happen today. So 10, 11, noon, and it's pretty obvious. The clump of showers and storms in Wisconsin will be moving into the center part of the state, Pentwater, Big Rapids, Mount Pleasant, maybe Alma, and then eventually toward Saginaw Bay City, Midland, or what we call the Tri-Cities. Hey, good morning, Junie Decker from Nashville, Tennessee, or Nashville, Michigan. So this is early afternoon. Those showers will be falling apart. And most of us will be dry this afternoon, although there still could be a band of showers stretching across the middle part of the state. South and north, drier. And then you see the storms approaching from the west. This is 1 o'clock tomorrow morning. And we'll pick that up right with a model that goes out farther in time. This is called the North American model. And so a replay of today. This is this afternoon. And really the showers come down to minimal coverage, it looks like. And then this is middle of the night tonight, coming across the UP, 7, 8 in the morning. Northern lower Michigan, not so much southern lower. 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, noon, 1, 2, 3. This is 5 o'clock, 6, 7, 8. So it looks like a couple of rounds tomorrow. Looks like a round coming across northern lower and the eastern UP. And then by afternoon and evening, a second round with a line developing and moving to the south. Let's also look at, I wanted to show you, what we have as far as a weather pattern over the next 10 days. I think it features about 3 to maybe 4 bursts of thunderstorms, and in between there, some fairly mild weather. So here that is. And let's go back. Now, what you're going to see is 10 days of storm movement. So this is this afternoon, and then this is Tuesday. And like I said, southern lower under the severe threat, but it kind of does not look like it's targeting southern lower. So I think we watch for updates on that, and you watch for updates from me on that as well. But it's slightly possible tomorrow. So keep an eye to the sky for that. Wednesday, drying out, and Thursday looks great. And Friday looks dry across lower Michigan. And then maybe as we get into the weekend, there could be a weather system coming across the UP northern lower. Sunday could be just really flat out gorgeous, maybe summery in the south. Hey, Nicholas Brown, good morning to you too. George Cagnon, good morning. And Allison Tinnick, good morning to you. Levine Caraba, good morning. And then we get into next week. Notice the storm track still to our north. That keeps lower Michigan in the warm weather. But notice the storm track, there is quite a bit of it. And that's why I say in the next 10 days, we could have 3 or 4 days of clumps of thunderstorms in any one spot. All right, now let's get into the temperatures. And like I said, I think our weather features more summer than fall. Hey, Greg Frost. Hey, Jenny Steele, good morning. Hey, good morning, Coldwater, O'Connors. So this is today's high temperature forecast. Far south, warm and sticky. Otherwise, with clouds, the 70s, upper 60s. Now tomorrow, back into the humid air. That's, of course, what would fuel severe thunderstorms if it happened. Could be solidly into the 80s from Grand Rapids, Saginaw Bay City, Midland, southward. Wednesday, comfortable in the mid 70s, and Thursday, mid to upper 70s. Friday, low to mid 80s. Saturday, 80s. Sunday, maybe a touch of a cool down in the north, and still 80s to mid 80s in the south. Next Monday, well into the 80s. Next Tuesday in the 80s. Next Wednesday in the 80s. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that, really we're not seeing a change to a much cooler pattern. And that was expected, remember? I wrote about that last week, that September is looking more like summer than fall. That takes us in toward it takes us 23rd of September or so. So there you go. And remember, I think I saw a stat from one of my meteorologist friends, Matt Kirkwood, over at Wood TV, and he had something about 8 of 10 last Septembers have been warmer than normal here in Michigan. That is one of our biggest climate trends, by the way, as our climate changes. The falls are getting warmer, and the first freeze and first frost is delayed more and more. When I moved to Saginaw, I'm a gardener. When I moved to Saginaw, I was coming from Traverse City and born over across the lake by Chicago, so it should have been about the same. I said, hey, when's our first frost? And talked to farmers. They'd say, last week of September, usually in the Saginaw area. We haven't had a frost in Saginaw late September, I don't know, probably for 10 years. Now it's more like October 5th to October 15th, and the killing freeze in the Saginaw area has backed off from 1 week later in the mid 90s, first or second week of October, to Halloween, to even November 15th some years. So the falls, I'm getting off on a little tangent here, but the falls have gotten a lot warmer. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining me. We got a lot of people on. Let's just give you a recap real quick. Maybe you're just joining us here. So this is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa with the MLive Morning Weather Update. We do it every morning. It's brought to you by Consumers Energy. Thank you, consumers. And again, let's just take a look at, just a little recap, because we got 300 people back on here now. Maybe the headline of severe weather grabbed your attention. So this is tomorrow. There's a slight chance of severe weather. I think there will be some tweakings on this, maybe shifted northward some, but chance of a tornado, isolated chance. There's the chance of wind damage in the southeast, and then a smaller chance of hail. What we have going on now is a couple of clumps of thunder showers, one over in Wisconsin at the moment heading toward the east, and that's what our modeling shows us, is that we jump back to here and it shows us that that clump of thunderstorms in Wisconsin will be in the form of a light thunder shower by the time it gets in the center part of the state, noonish to 1, 2. So across the Tri-Cities, you could expect some showers in the early afternoon hours. And then as we go through the night, you start to get a feel for the clump of thunderstorms that could produce severe weather tomorrow. This is tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. Maybe a squall line from Traverse City up across the UP. And then another squall line developing southeast part of the state during the afternoon and evening hours. So there's a quick recap for you. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update on this Monday morning. You know what I did this weekend? I had a little earthen area of under the stairs. It kind of always smelled musty. My wife wanted it taken care of, so we knocked out the whole stair complex. Oh gosh, the wood that was used in that with the shelving underneath. And then a friend came over, and he's a builder. He helped me. We batch poured cement, so I mixed 2 bags of cement at a time. Ooh, that is tough work if you don't do it all the time. If you pour concrete or finish concrete for a living, wow. I got to say, you got to be in great shape. And I just got to say, why? I know someone's got to do it. I know it's a great living. Wow. I could not do that. There, I'm off on my tangent now. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update, brought to you by Consumers Energy. Have yourselves a great Monday. I'll see you back here tomorrow. And of course, we'll be watching for severe weather this week.